Hello people of BookTube, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to be talking about Bound in Flames by Jeaniene Frost, and this is the third book in the Night Prince series. So before I go any further, I just want to apologize if it looks like I am glowing. It looks okay on the viewfinder. Not sure how it's going to look when I edit it. Hopefully I got it right this time. I'm still experimenting with settings on this camera, and just, for some reason, no matter what I do, I look like I'm freaking glowing because I'm so goddamn pale. Hopefully I fixed it. Can't guarantee it, so I am sorry in advance. And because this is the third book in a series, I don't feel there's too much I can say without giving spoilers. It was a good addition to the series, in my opinion. It did, at parts, come off as very dark. For those who are sensitive to the topic of sexual assault, I'd be wary going into this. There is a fake rape scene in this book. 2 of them, in fact. In the writing, it is made very obvious that it is faked. But if that kind of situation is not for you, if it bothers you, if you're sensitive to that kind of content, I suggest skipping or just be very careful going in. So yeah, this book took some interesting turns. I was not expecting some things to happen that happened. I was not expecting what happened near the end, and just I'm very interested to see where the fourth and currently, as far as I am aware, final book in the series leads us. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go into a more spoilery bit, so if you do not wish to be spoiled, I highly suggest you click away now and come back after you catch up. So, I'm sorry if I look down occasionally. I am going to be referring to my notes so I don't get too off topic. So, first off, Vlad at the beginning was him being as protective of Layla as he is. I understand it, given his history and just how he is. I understand it, but him purposely stifling Layla's abilities to protect her was a little much. Like, I can understand it comes from a place of affection, and given how Layla also is, I can understand he is trying to protect her, but that was kind of going a bit far, in my personal opinion. Vlad actually scared me a bit in this book. Just how, between him having that nightmare, all these horrible memories of his being dredged up, and just at the end especially, and just the single-minded focus he had going after Shilaji. I'm so concerned I am saying that name wrong. I looked it up, but for some reason I still have a feeling I'm saying it wrong. Apologies in advance. I am very bad at names, as I have established before. Just his single-minded focus going after Shilaji. Just, it was scary. And I did feel some serious relief when Layla was able to, like, break through to him at the end to stop him from triggering the trap, and to make him show a little bit of mercy when it came to killing him. And backtracking a little bit, I was glad that Vlad seemed to be willing to communicate a little more in this book. I feel that saying that is a bit of a stretch, but it is a little bit of progress. Like, when he had that nightmare, instead of brushing it off, he did talk to her about it. When it came to a bit more of his past, he was willing to talk about that, which, on a different note, oh my god, Vlad's past. Like, we already knew he had a pretty sad background from the get-go. It wasn't exactly hidden, but it was still sad hearing him go into a little more detail about it. It was nice to see a little more about what formed him into the man he is today, but it was still, like, heartbreaking to read about. I was also very happy to see Maximus again. It was glad that he's just not kind of written off now that he wasn't in Vlad's line, and he had me going for a bit in this book, thinking he actually betrayed Vlad. Like, I was flip-flopping, like, nah, he wouldn't have betrayed Vlad, nah. That doesn't seem, no. But at the same time, it's like, did he? I was very relieved that he did not. And just the whole situation with Layla's captivity and him doing what he had to do, I don't want to go into too much detail because YouTube, but just, holy crap. That was a horrible situation. Like, that especially was when I was questioning Maximus's loyalty until it became clear what the plan was. But yeah, once he made it clear what his plan was, it's like, okay, he definitely did not betray Vlad then. Okay, cool, good to know, thank God. And backtracking to Shalingi, him confessing that he is the one who killed Vlad's first wife, or claiming he didn't expect that, and that just added fuel to the fire. Though I am interested in the choice of Vlad choosing not to have Layla find out for sure if that's what happened. Like, kudos to him for having the strength to be like, no, leave the past in the past when it came to that. Because I personally would be like, I need to know. I need to know for sure. Just because I am that type of person, I don't like having that kind of doubt in the back of my mind. But kudos to him for having that kind of strength. Just being like, yeah, if she did jump on her own free will, I've come to terms, I've accepted that, the past is in the past. And if it's true and Zalingi really did kill her, she has been avenged. So regardless, I'm ready to move on. Power to him. That's awesome. Good for him for being able to move on and just move past that. So once Layla was rescued from Zalingi, I approve of how Vlad handled things. You know, keeping an eye on her, but not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not crowding her, giving her space, but being there for her. Even if he is a little gruff about it, he is, I feel, taking decent steps to like look after her after what she both went through as well as what she supposedly went through. You know, gave her space, gave her reassurance that she is still his wife, he still loves her, that what she went through doesn't change anything. Just the reassurance, the patience, the space, just yes. And I also like how she was very, or as upfront about what happened as she could be, given the stress and just the trauma all that had to have given her and did give her. And that it just Vlad only cared about her surviving. It's like, do what you gotta do. I will be the last person to judge you for it. Just do what you need to do to survive. That's all I care about, is you survive. Just, yes. Surviving is good. Surviving is key. I don't know, I just found that oddly sweet. I don't know if I'm just messed up or if that's just because from a character like Vlad that is a big deal. I don't know. I don't know. I feel weird saying that. And moving on, I love the tough love that Vlad was willing to give Layla's dad. Like, he's pushed Layla away for so long because of her telling her mom that he cheated on them. And just all that. They've been estranged for so long because of this, and just him holding this grudge because she became a vampire to save her life, mind you. Like, would he rather her dead, or would he rather her undead? What the hell, man? And the fact that Layla was going through all this stuff and just everything, he needed to see the video of her being skinned. He needed to be shown some tough, tough love. It's like, this is the woman you are trying to push away. This woman who has gone through horrible things. Because if Layla had been human while going through that, she probably, I don't imagine, would survive very easily if she had been in Zlingi's grasp while she was still human. Like that. She probably wouldn't have made it out there. Her dad needed to get his head out of his ass. The whole situation with the necromancer. Oh my god. Them being down was a twist I did not expect, and I'm very curious to see how that gets solved in the next book, if it even gets solved. Like, I assume there has to be a way for them to be unbound, because I can't imagine Vlad just letting this necromancer who can hurt Layla just by hurting himself, or if that guy gets killed, Layla dies too. It's like, I can't imagine him just letting this kind of thing pass. So it's going to be interesting to see how that gets situated. And honestly, once the necromancer was like revealed to be like this youngish looking kid, can't really call him a kid because he's not, but whatever. My first thought was, once the eyes were mentioned, I was like, oh my god, did Vlad's son not get killed? Because Zelingi confessed to being behind Vlad's first wife's death. And I think it was said Zelingi is the one who was behind Vlad's son's death. But we only have his and a few other people's word to go on that. So, what if it wasn't true? He was able to fake his own death, so why wouldn't he be able to fake Vlad's son's death as well? Maybe he waited. I don't know. I can't remember how old Vlad's son was when he died, if it was mentioned at all. But maybe he waited until he was like an adult and changed him. I don't know. But that was the first thing that came to mind. But no, it was his nephew, which is still also kind of a oh my god moment. And can I just say, oh my god, that guy has some daddy issues. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I am very, very, very curious on how that whole situation gets wrapped up. And can I just say, that little bit at the ending just got a good, much needed giggle out of me after how serious this book could get. Like, I can't remember what book it was, or if it was in the Night Huntress books. It was said Vlad had some conversation with Bram Stoker, but we didn't get too much into it. But finding out that Vlad was high off of, what was it, Red Dragon, the demon blood, and him running into Bram Stoker and just going along, giving him details about his own life, and just that's how Dracula came along. That was fantastic. That I just found hilarious. And it makes so much more sense why Vlad hates the whole like Dracula moniker and everything that comes with it. Because he's at fault for it. He hates it so much because he is the reason behind it. He literally did it to himself. And it's just such, like Layla said, such a human thing for him to do something stupid while high or drunk. And now it's still biting him in the ass later. Just fantastic touch. I love that. And literally all I could think of after that was, if Bones doesn't know about this detail, imagining how much shit he would give Vlad with that information if he doesn't have it already. And it's just, yes, brilliant. I love it. I'm living for those imagined like situations now. So yeah, that's it for this book review. For anyone still watching, what do you think of this addition to the series? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Somewhere in the middle? Anything that I didn't talk about that you want to discuss? Let me know. Let's get a discussion going. And yeah, that's it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time.